Good evening and welcome to the October 6, 2025 regular meeting of the Mayor and City Council. First item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like to invite Russell Kennedy to the podium to lead us in the pledge. If everyone could please rise. Yep.
Yes. Take your hat off. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Russell. Next item on our agenda is reflection. I'd like to call for a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. Next, we have approval of minutes, and tonight there are two sets of minutes before the council. The first being from the joint work session on Monday, September 8th. What is the pleasure of the council?
Mr. Mayor, I move approval of the minutes from the joint work session on Monday, September 8th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. That carries 5-0. Next, we have the minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, September 15th. What is the pleasure of the council?
Mr. Mayor, I move approval of the regular minutes from September 15th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Carries 5-0. Next item on our agenda is the consent agenda. Would someone like, what is the pleasure of the council?
It's my pleasure to move this consent agenda. It's a great idea.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, that carries 5-0. And next, we have, we're going to introduce Karen Turner, our new assistant city manager. Tanisha, did you want to say a few words of introduction here?
I would like to do so.
Karen, come up
yes.
to the podium, please.
Speech.
Tanisha goes first.
Is there a PowerPoint?
Yes, there's a PowerPoint. Would like to introduce to some and reintroduce to others. Welcome to our new assistant city manager, Karen Turner. She joins our team of two outstanding assistant city managers. So we are now fully staffed in the city manager's office. Karen joins us most recently from the Oxnard High School District. My notes have disappeared, so now I'm going off of memory. In California, so she's relocated from California to join us here in Gaithersburg. Karen has over 22 years of public sector human resources experience, where she has assisted in strategic support of executives in public school districts, in community colleges, and local government, including both the county and city government. Karen will be overseeing the HR department as part of her portfolio and has already been assigned a plethora of special projects, which she's excited about. There's the excited smile. I have had the pleasure of working with Karen in the past, and I can attest that she is a great addition to our team. I'm excited to have her here and looking forward to her contributions. So welcome, Karen.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Speech.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Really, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to working at the City of Gaithersburg and to working with each of you closely. So thank you.
We look forward to it as well. Welcome.
Thank you.
One more round. Okay. Next on our agenda is public comments. This is the time the Mayor and Council would like to hear from anybody who'd like to speak on any topic that's not a public hearing topic, and that's easy because we don't have any public hearings tonight. We ask that you state your name and address or neighborhood for the record. Keep your comments no more than 3 minutes. If you have more than 3 minutes worth of material, please use your 3 minutes and then send us the rest in writing. We'll consider it just the same. Come on up, Alex.
Hi there. Do I punch anything or?
No. No punching. This is a non-violent council chamber.
Hi there. My name is Alex Stavitsky Zainadin, and I live in the Kentlands in Gaithersburg. and I know most of you here. And I just want to say, as you know, I've also served on the Environmental Affairs Committee and have been very active in environmental issues throughout the county. And at the moment, I'm also on the Sierra Club Executive Committee. And I just wanted to bring to your attention and hopefully, urge you to vote to opt into what is the Bring Your Own Bag law that has been enacted and will be, put into law, or is in law, but will be started January 1st for Montgomery County. Opting in is the easiest, most streamlined way of making the whole county have the same laws. And that really is a law that says that you have a 10-cent bag tax, but you also bring your own bag. And I'm aware that also the Environmental Affairs Committee has brought this to your attention as well and asked for you or suggested that you opt into this law as well. So if you have any questions for maybe not me right now, but as far as like Sierra Club Montgomery County, we've written a letter as well to bring this to your attention. And if you need to get hold of us, again, I think everybody knows me, but if in turn Sierra Club Montgomery County, you can look also on the website, and I think you've all received emails with that information in that letter from our committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just as a follow-up to that, I asked Frank about that law months ago, and I believe just for the public's information, I believe that whether or not we opt in, the 10-cent bag tax will apply in the city of Gaithersburg, and if we opt in, then the plastic bags will also be banned. But either way, the 10-cent tax applies in Gaithersburg, or will when this goes into effect in calendar year 26. Do we have anybody else who'd like to speak tonight? Okay, let me just check and see on Teams if we have any. Do we have anybody on Teams? If you're on Teams joining us and would like to speak, use the raise hand function and I'll call on you. Okay, I see one. Tech team, if you could bring up David Mullins, please, that would be great. And David, you know all the rules. You go right ahead. I'm showing you as muted right now, so you have to unmute.
There we go. I had to unmute. Hey, good evening, David Mullins, Gateway Apartments. Just saying a quick thing because I think I saw that state legislative 2026 stuff is on the agenda later, and so I feel it's. I know it's early, but I just wanted to get out there that I hope that this body can, when it comes time to set priorities, endorse good cause eviction protections this time around. And that was just the city of Rockville did last time, and the local enabling legislation. I assume will be brought up again. And then another thing that in my day job has been especially kind of would be relevant if it could. I heard there was a bill last year to kind of to just have landlords not do credit checks when there's like a full subsidy involved. And I think that's been a roadblock for a lot of the low income folks I'm working with. So just putting those two on your radar since I saw that was on the agenda. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Tech team, if you could bring up Deborah Pollock, that would be great too. And Deborah, just unmute yourself, state your name and address or neighborhood, and go right ahead. I'm still showing you as muted, Deborah. Still showing you as muted. Well, I'm going to give it a few more seconds, and then if not, then Deborah, I'll just ask that you send an email. Send it to us in writing, and we'll consider it just the same. Still not unmuting. Okay. All right. Deborah, just send it to us in writing. We're glad to consider it. So let me go on to the next item, which is from the mayor and city council. And tonight, we're going to start with Councilmember Rob Wu.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Looks like I've got some reading material. Historic District Commission vacancy. The mayor and city council are seeking to fill an upcoming vacancy on the Historic District Commission for one full member. The commission consists of 5 members and 1 alternate. It strives to ensure that historic resources within the city are preserved, recognizing the sense of place that they provide and is valuable to current city residents. Key to attracting future city residents and integral to developing economic generating heritage tourism within the city. The commission is responsible for determining Montgomery County Historic Preservation Tax Credit eligibility, reviewing historic area work permits, conducting courtesy reviews, and nominating potential resources for historic designation. The Historic District Commission generally meets once monthly on the 4th Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Persons will be considered who, 1, live in the municipal city limits, and 2, have demonstrated special interest, specific knowledge, or professional or academic training in such fields as history, architecture, historic preservation, architectural history, planning, archaeology, anthropology, curation, conservation, landscape architecture, urban design, or related disciplines. The position will remain open until filled. Resumes and letters of interest should be submitted via mail to Mayor and City Council, 31 South Summit Avenue, Gaithersburg, Maryland, 20877, or email cityhall@gaithersburgmd.gov. For more information, visit the city's website or contact planner Kate San Gregorio at 240-805-1064. That's all I got, Mr.
Okay,
Mayor.
thank you, Rob. We'll go to Neil.
So I'm going to keep it brief. We've just been through, over the last couple of weeks, the high holiday season for the Jewish people. So I'd just like to wish everyone a sweet new year and health and happiness. That's it for tonight.
Thank you very much, Neil. We'll go to Lisa.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to express my concern and shared disappointment in the shutdown of the federal government. I am happy to know that there are resources being posted throughout the state of Maryland, within Montgomery County and the city of Gaithersburg, and we'll talk through some of that tonight as well, to assist if the shutdown hopefully does not go beyond October 10th, which I think is the next pay period for federal workers. So we'll keep that hope that things are improved by then. I also have a announcement to read. Boards, commissions, and committee vacancies. Hold on, because this one's long. The mayor and city council are seeking members to serve on a number of city boards, commissions, and committees. Joining is a way to get involved and help your community. The following have vacancies. Animal Control Board, 1 veterinarian representative is vacant. Board of Supervisors of Elections, 1 full and 1 alternative. Commission on Landlord-Tenant Affairs, 1 alternate landlord and 1 alternate public at large. Community Advisory Committee, 1 member. Cultural Arts Advisory Committee, 2 members. Educational Enrichment Committee, 8 members. Environmental Affairs Committee, 5 members. Ethics Commission, 1 full member and 1 alternative or alternate. Gaithersburg Book Festival, 1 member. Gaithersburg Parks, Arts, and Recreation Corporation, 7 members. Historic District Commission, 1 member. Multicultural Affairs Committee, 8 members. Old Town Advisory Committee, 7 members. Personnel Review Board, 1 member. Police Advisory Committee, 4 members. Senior Advisory Committee, 5 members. If you're interested in serving on any of the above, please send a letter of interest and resume to cityhall@gaithersburgmd.gov. For more information and official announcements, please visit the city's website at www.gaithersburgmd.gov or contact the city manager's office at 301-258-6310.
Thank you, Lisa. We'll go to Jim.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I want to associate myself with Councilmember Henderson's comments. My thoughts are with all of our federal employees here in the city, one of which is in my own household. And our public servants deserve a lot better than they're being treated. So hopefully this will end quickly and they can get back on doing the important work of serving our community. This is a big week in the McNulty household. Tomorrow, Amy and I celebrate 25 years of marriage, and then later in the week, Sean turns 18. So it's an important time. Very blessed to have the family that I do. None of this public service happens without a very understanding partner. So happy anniversary, Amy. I love you, and thank you for allowing me to do this, which I also love. And that's all I got tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Jim, and congratulations.
Thank you.
To both of you. Jamil?
All right. Well, continuing on the streak of accomplishments.
Oh, wait. Jamil, Jim, you had a...
Oh, this is me.
Sorry, Jamil. Sorry. He had a
Sorry.
read to do.
Sorry about that, Mr. Mayor. Gaithersburg residents will cast their ballots for mayor and two council members on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. The city is conducting a hybrid election for 2025. All registered voters will receive a mail-in ballot application. Applications can be returned via USPS, dropped off at City Hall, or completed electronically on the city's website. One vote center will be located at the Activity Center at Borough Park, 506 South Frederick Avenue, for in-person voting. In addition, there will be 7 ballot drop boxes located throughout the city. The distribution of mail-in ballot applications began on Friday, September 5th, 2025. Approved mail-in ballots will be mailed to voters starting Friday, October 3rd, 2025. There is no registration deadline as the city is offering same-day voter registration for the 2025 election. To confirm registration, please contact Montgomery County Board of Elections at 240-777-VOTE, V-O-T-E. For complete election information, please visit gaithersburgmd.gov/elections. Now I'm done. Thank you.
All right, Jamil. Sorry about
Any
that.
other announcements? Continuing in the string of like notable announcements, a big congratulations to Councilmember Rob Wu in writing 310 miles in a worthy cause for Ride Allegheny. Organization has raised over $7 million to a great cause, and kudos. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you very much. A few announcements. I wanted to congratulate staff on a lovely Wells Robertson House picnic and graduation ceremony a couple of weekends ago. It's a program that we are endlessly proud of. I want to recommend. I did participate in the ribbon cutting for Girl Scout display. They're not displaying Girl Scouts. They're displaying messages at the Victory Farm Park about ecological based subject matter throughout the park, and this was a big like the final project for 3 Girl Scouts, and it's very nice. I recommend walking around that park and enjoying that. Speaking of the Jewish holidays, I was invited to give a greeting and a blessing on behalf of the city at our one synagogue here in Gaithersburg, Sharei Torah, on Yom Kippur, and it was an honor, and I was very glad to do that. And 2 weeks from now, the new rabbi of Sharei Torah will come and give a benediction before our next meeting. So he's a great guy. Tom Lonergan-Seeger and I went and made a presentation to commercial property brokers, JLL, down in Bethesda. Last week. It all blends together because we're doing so much these days. But we promoted the what's great about the city and why they should steer their clients toward us, and so businesses will locate in the city. And I thought it went really well, and I'd like to continue doing those sort of presentations at different brokers. The brokers are kind of the front lines, dealing with businesses, and it helps that the city is top of mind for them. And I think that's all I got in terms of announcements. I of course want to associate myself with all of the comments. Congratulations to Rob and to Jim and Amy and everything you guys said. Now, we will not have a work session next Monday because some of us are participating in the Maryland Municipal League Fall Conference next week. So the next regular session will be on Monday, October 20th at 7:30 p.m. And you can participate in person or via Microsoft Teams. Before we move to the city manager, we need to do a motion for an executive session. Neil.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the mayor and city council of the city of Gaithersburg conduct a closed executive session on Monday, October 6, 2025, pursuant to the general provisions article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, Section 3-305B7, to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice, Section 3-305B8, to consult with staff, consultants, or other individuals about pending or potential litigation, and 3-305B1I, the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom it has jurisdiction. The topics to be discussed are the city's potential litigation and settlement options in a complaint against the police department, which is being handled by LGIT, and a personnel matter to conduct the city manager's annual performance review.
And for the record, LGIT is Local Government Insurance Trust.
Legit.
We usually call it legit. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, that carries 5-0. Next, we're going to go from the city manager, Tanisha.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing to report tonight. Would hate to keep you from my outstanding review.
All right. Next, we're going to go to economic development update. Tom Lonergan-Seeger.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one item tonight. One of the largest home builders in the country is relocating and expanding its DC area headquarters. I'm mentioning it because it's coming here. DRB Group signed a lease for 56,409 feet at the Summit at Washingtonian. That's at 9711 Washingtonian Boulevard at the very south end of that road going through the Rio complex. The company's corporate offices will be on the top 2 floors of the 8-story, nearly 194,000 square foot building, with its title company and design studio to be located on the first floor. The company does expect to move from Rockville next summer. The expanded corporate office will house over 200 of DRB's team members, bringing together the DC regional staff, development, Keystone title, and studio showroom under one roof. DRB does have more than 1,600 employees across the country in 14 states. The Summit at Washingtonian was built in 2009 along I-270. It's 85% leased currently to a tenant roster that includes OpenText, and we welcome them to the city.
That's great news. Thank you.
Noticing a trend here.
What?
Folks moving from Rockville.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Just the 85% is before or after this tenant moves in?
Including them.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So next, we're going to move to ordinances, resolutions, and regulations. Karen Turner, you're up. But before you, come on up. But before you start speaking, I had a few remarks I wanted to make about this. What we're going to be discussing is authorizing the city manager to provide assistance to furloughed government workers and contractors in the form of waiving fees for some of our programs. And I just felt like I wanted to introduce it in this way. As everyone who lives in this area knows, after months of federal government layoffs that resulted in an estimated 15,000 Marylanders losing their jobs, the entire federal government shut down 5 days ago, sending tens of thousands of others into job furlough status. Our staff estimates that somewhere between 12 and 13% of our city's resident workforce are federal employees. And that doesn't count contractors who are also likely affected by what's happening in DC these days. All this to say that our area is particularly vulnerable. we're keeping a close eye on all of this and doing our best to help people in need. So before us tonight is a resolution to authorize the city manager to provide assistance to furloughed federal workers by waiving fees at her discretion for recreational services and programs. I know that we all want to be as supportive as we can to those who've been affected by this situation, and I want to reiterate some of the other ways in which we've tried or we are trying to be supportive to our federal worker community and others. So our community services office is on the front lines of connecting residents to the resources that they need, whether it be food, healthcare, housing, mental health services, job training, and placement. This is not a shutdown related service that we provide. Our community services office is here to help people every day throughout the year. And you could reach them at 301-258-6395 or at communityservices@gaithersburgmd.gov. The city's a partner with the county on Mobilize Montgomery, a resource hub for federal workers, employers, and others on the job market. On Thursday, I will be attending the opening of the new Federal Workforce Career Center in Wheaton. But the Mobilize Montgomery website is already up and running, and you can access it at mobilize-montgomery.com. Unlike our neighbors in Rockville, the city of Gaithersburg doesn't run any utility services, but you should know that the utility companies that service our area are offering help for affected workers. Pepco is offering flexible payment arrangements, budget billing, financial support, and energy saving tools. You can find out more at pepco.com. WSSC is suspending shutoffs and waiving late fees for furloughed federal workers. You could find out more at WSSCwater.com. I'm not 100% sure what Washington Gas is offering yet, but their website is washingtongas.com, and we'll keep an eye on that. So as we go to hear about this resolution and vote on it, I'll just say on behalf of my colleagues here that we are proud to offer our federal workers assistance, both directly and through connecting people to resources they need. This situation is 100% top of mind, and that's why we have this item before us. So Karen, all you.
You did it already. I will read it. The city recognizes the financial strain on federal government workers and contractors residing in the city of Gaithersburg who are either furloughed or working without pay. In response, the mayor and city council have directed staff to evaluate and recommend ways to provide support. As a part of this initiative, the resolution grants the city manager the authority to waive fees for specific recreation programs offered by the city's Department of Parks, Recreation, and Culture until the federal furlough is concluded. This action aims to ease the burden on affected residents and will be effective immediately, lasting for the duration of the shutdown.
Thank you. Questions, comments?
I just had a friendly amendment.
Sure.
I don't know if you want to get to that now. It's currently slated to end through the duration of the furlough. Perhaps we can say, because the furlough may start and stop. There've been continuing resolutions that lasted a week and then funded government and then sort of went under again. So maybe, I would maybe give the city manager a little bit of a freer hand, either to the duration of the city's fiscal year or some kind of time duration. I don't know, Frank, if you have a suggested tweak.
Sure. Along those lines, maybe the title that says during the federal government shutdown could simply say during a federal government shutdown, and then say through, and I would suggest our own fiscal year and 6/30,
June 30th,
26.
2026.
And then the last recital, the last whereas clause, refers to until such time as the furlough, instead saying any furlough through June 30th, 2026 is in place.
So you could just say so moved.
So moved.
Okay.
Second that.
Yeah,
Well, let's have some discussion. Go ahead, Neil.
No, I was just going to,
Oh, you are seconding. Rob.
yeah, I mean, it's Tanisha's discretion. I would say, exercise it liberally. I was a federal employee, lived through at least 2 furloughs, including the longest one, I think in 2013 was 35 days. And luckily, Congress decided they would pay us back. That's not a given conclusion here, and the economic impacts, they kept going beyond the furlough period itself. And so I like the fact that we're now going to give you, the city manager, authority over this for not just this instance, which we may have other instances in the future, given how our elected body works in the federal level. But certainly the ripple effect is felt. And so exercise the authority liberally, I would say.
Okay, so did you have anything you wanted to add?
No.
Okay, let's do the amendment first. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, that carries 5-0. Now, would someone like to move the resolution?
So move.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay. Thank you very much. You're 1 for 1, Karen. Brian, all you.
Good evening. I'm Brian Helms with the Information Technology Department. I'm here before you tonight to request authorization for the city manager to negotiate and enter into contract amendments with Axon Enterprise. These contract amendments will allow the city to purchase additional body-worn cameras, tasers, and related accessories to outfit the 2 additional police officers that were authorized in fiscal year 2026, and to outfit 2 additional police cruisers also authorized in fiscal year 2026 with Axon in-car camera systems and related accessories. These contract amendments will allow for also the implementation of the Axon Standard software module. This module is already available to the city, and so that's no additional cost outside of implementation. Implementation of the system will allow the police department to increase efficiencies and replace an existing system, IA Pro. Replacing the system will offset the $25,000 Axon Standards implementation cost within approximately 2 years, after which it will save the city money. The cost of these amendments through the end of the existing contracts is $59,930.28, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Questions, comments?
Sure. So my understanding, and thanks, Mayor, Axon has been implementing certain technologies that are artificial intelligence enhanced, such as report writing and things like that. Are we looking to implement that at all? Do we have guardrails in place if we are?
So we're using Axon for body-worn, mainly for cameras on officers, cameras in cars. The county's CAD dispatch system and report rating system is what we use.
Okay.
So we follow the county. They are not using Axon for either of those systems.
Okay.
One or both of those are Motorola systems. That being said, I can just generally say, and you guys are well aware of this, there's not a software as a service product out there that doesn't have AI, somewhere in the sales tagline, right, or coming very, very soon. So, we're probably looking at a lot of those systems that are going to have AI capabilities in the course of the next year or two. The city does have an initiative underway right now through IT Director Ruth Lutero and GS Manager Yun Kim. And, I suspect you'll be hearing from them through Tanisha over the course of the next year.
Thank you.
Great. Would you like to move the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, carries unanimously.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. Next, we have staff guidance, Tom Lonergan Seeger. Legislative priorities.
Hello again, all.
Hello.
Before looking forward, I was going to quickly look back or mention a bill that was passed during the 2025 legislative session and just went into effect on October 1st.
Great.
Has some effect here in the city. HB House Bill 767, known as the Tenant Possessions Recovery Act, was passed by the General Assembly this year and went into effect 6 days ago. Staff confirmed with the city attorney's office that our newly adopted Chapter 13, which went into effect in January, already incorporates this law and that no amendment to city code is required for this new bill to apply here in the city. The bill does provide some valuable protections for renters, and I wanted to briefly outline them for the community. Landlords must provide tenants with written notice at least 6 days before the sheriff executes a warrant of restitution. Notice must be sent by first-class mail with certified mailing, posted on the front door with a date stamped photo, and if available, sent electronically. The notice must include case information, eviction date, redemption rights if applicable, landlord contact, and a warning about potential loss of belongings. The sheriff may not execute an eviction without proper proof of notice. If notice was not given, the warrant is vacated. Tenants have 10 days after repossession to reclaim their property at no charge. After that period, unclaimed belongings may be considered abandoned, and warrants expire if not acted upon within 60 days, and evictions must pause during extreme weather conditions. Chapter 13, Section 1315 already requires landlords to notify both the tenant and the city once an eviction is scheduled with the sheriff's office. Because this section also incorporates Maryland Real Property Article 8-400, this new HB 767 requirement applies automatically here in Gaithersburg. And while our ordinance does not restate the 6-day minimum notice content or 10-day recovery period, these provisions are now directly enforceable under state law. This coming week, Neighborhood Services is sending a bulletin to all licensed rental landlords and property managers summarizing the new requirements. They are also creating a tenant handout in English and Spanish explaining the new law. Both of these resources will be posted on the city's rental housing webpage. In fact, I think that happened just before I got here, and are working with the Public Information Office to get the word out about the law and the protections it provides. We are also working on additional ways by which we could communicate any future changes in state or local law to ensure tenants are aware of those changes. And if anyone has questions or would like more information about this bill, contact me or Sebastian Andion in our Neighborhood Services Office.
Thank you for that update.
I do have a question. And this may be a Frank question, so maybe I'll look over here. 767 does have certain carve-outs for local enforcement, so adjustments to the notice period as well as enforcement of violations. And so would like to figure out where we are on those as far as our code addressing them, and whether or not we want to make. I think it says we could extend notice out to 14 days rather than the 6 days that's stipulated. And then it made a reference to a carve out for local violation enforcement, and I wasn't quite clear as to kind of how we do that.
Well, the local violation enforcement, our current code adopts, makes it clear that the state law applies, so we could now enforce that. But you are right that actually it's section 1315C does refer to the state real property article timing requirements for and notice requirements for any eviction. So the 6-day limit does now apply within the city just because of that reference. It would apply anyway because other parts, as I'd said, of the landlord-tenant law explicitly do apply the state real property article. We do have the option to change. Now, it could be reduced as low as 4. There's one provision that says that, 4 days of notice, and could go as high as 14 as well. That would require a direct change here to do it, but it is possible.
Okay, yeah, and so we can extend it out to 14 or we can reduce it to 4. You're saying the code states 6.
The code states follow the law, the state law as it is. It doesn't say 4, 6, 12, but because state law specifies 6, that's what would apply here, because we've not opted to make a change either down or up.
Okay, and then the section that mentions establishes penalties for a violation of the section was what I was referring to for violations. Does our current code have penalties established for violation of this section?
Yeah, the answer to that is yes, that any part of the real property code, if it is a violation and if it's found to be a violation, and sometimes we've had that discussion on some, just in past years, before the Commission on Landlord-Tenant Affairs Commission, I tend to call it the Landlord-Tenant Commission, but have had some discussions about the real property article on dealing with security deposits, which is fairly detailed as far as what's happening. Those violations can come under our own local code and can be enforced now.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I just want to understand, maybe reach out offline to understand what the teeth are behind enforcement. So, thank you.
Generally would be either COLTA or a municipal infraction, which we can issue.
Good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you. Looking forward. Tonight, for your consideration, staff is recommending 2 legislative priorities for the city to pursue during the 2026 legislative session. The first, modernizing municipal revenue streams. As you know, last year the city and MML prioritized authorization for counties and municipalities to impose a local admissions and amusement tax, we'll call it A&A, of up to 2% on the gross receipts derived from the sale of specified food or beverages. Towards that end, SB 324 and HB 997, sponsored by our own Ryan Spiegel, were introduced during the 2025 legislative session, but did fail to proceed beyond first reader. Similar legislation was also introduced in the House during the 2024 session, but was ultimately withdrawn. Resurrection of that A&A bill is possible next year, but rather than prioritize advancement of this single revenue stream, staff recommends piggybacking upon MML's singular legislative priority for the next session, modernizing municipal revenue streams. This priority could manifest itself in several different forms, the details of which will be ironed out in the coming months as MML staff and our own lobbying team meets with stakeholders and policymakers. Could be A&A, could be a blue ribbon commission to study the issue, or an even yet to be identified path forward. Bottom line is that municipalities must be permitted to diversify and expand their revenue sources, and given the state's current and projected fiscal outlook, this will require strategic flexibility.
Any questions or comments? Go ahead.
Thank you, Brad. I mean, obviously with, and you and I have talked about this, but, with the diminishing returns with the highway revenue funds, the gasoline tax, people are, driving more efficient cars, driving hybrids. Obviously, we need to find other opportunities for us to be able to fund our government and while still, our goal of keeping property taxes flat. It sounds like MML's already behind this. We've got the other municipalities behind us, so I think it makes sense to lock arms and see what comes out of it. And we may have multiple opportunities here, whether it's A&A, whether it's sales tax, what are those opportunities there? So I think it makes sense to me.
Agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Anyone else? All right, let's hear the next one. Or do you want
No,
motions or
no,
anything?
No. Just
Okay.
your collective blessing is okay. And I was going to mention that the highway user revenue is undoubtedly going to be an issue again for all municipalities. In fact, I just prepared some draft testimony that the mayor reviewed for the roadshow and the CTP that MDOT will be bringing forward at the end of the month for Montgomery County. And it's clear that by 2027, 2028, the highway user revenue will drop precipitously again. So there will be another push to try to fix that. Moving forward, the second and final priority would allow the county, state, or local government to initiate an out-of-cycle appeal to SDAT, that's the State Department of Assessments and Taxation. Under current law, if a property sells for a value significantly higher than its assessment, local government cannot appeal the assessed value except in the year of the triennial assessment, meaning every 3 years. SDAT cannot make any changes to the assessed value out of cycle in the case except for newly permitted improvements that add at least $100,000 in value. Here's what we're proposing. If a commercial property, again, commercial, not residential, increases in value in an amount greater than 20% of its present assessed value as determined by a sale transaction or change in the property tax worksheet, then let's enable SDAT to adjust the value out of cycle or allow the county, state, or even us, the local government, to initiate an appeal out of cycle. Our obvious preference is for SDAT to have the authority to make the change. In short, our objective is to ensure that taxes collected upon our commercial base are reflective of the real and present value of those properties.
Makes sense. And
Mark to market.
Right.
That's right.
Questions, comments? Okay.
My final is just regarding money. We would like to pursue all opportunities for state funding to support the build-out costs associated with the new municipal complex at 12 South Summit. The city was fortunate to have been awarded $500,000 in bond bill funding during the last session, thanks to the sponsorship and support of our D17 and 39 teams, but we'll need quite a bit more than that to fund the project in full, and staff recommends focusing any and all state revenue we're able to secure towards that effort.
Definitely agree with that. All right.
Thank you and done.
Thank you, Tom. From the city attorney.
I'll just touch very briefly on just clarity regarding federal government shutdowns. In the shutdown in 2013, there wasn't any provision for repaying federal employees after a shutdown. That typically had been the habit. There was an actual police incident at the Capitol, probably a week after that shutdown had started, which was the same time, starting October 1st in 2013. Partly as a result of that, when that shutdown did end, then a law was passed to say that, to guarantee that at least federal employees would be reimbursed. Of course, that's a law that does need to be followed. That doesn't necessarily apply in the mention for federal contractors. I do see that. They're not covered by that, unfortunately. But there is at least some legal protection that is in place, if it's honored, that would reimburse federal employees. Only at the time there's a reopening of the government, but that is in place, just FYI.
Did you have a question?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Frank. Anything from any other staff? Not seeing anybody. Okay. Then I will remind everybody we do not have a work session next Monday, October 13th. The next regular meeting of the Mayor and Council will be on Monday, October 20th. And immediately after we adjourn this meeting, we'll be going into exec session. Until next time, let's do great things, Gaithersburg. We are adjourned.